Hi, my name is Max Garcia. I'm going to walk you guys through a few things. The first one is going to be that we do have client confidentiality. There's really only going to be 4 things that I would ever have to say anything or any information from this meeting would get out anywhere. The first one is that if you guys tell me anything about child abuse or elderly abuse, either past, present, or if you intend to do it in the future. The second one is if you make any threats towards yourself and or others with an attempt to harm or kill. If you guys get a court order as well, there'd be another reason I'd have to share this information from the session. You're not forced to be here. You guys are allowed to leave whenever you want, and it's certainly in your right to do so. If I see you guys outside of here, I won't initiate a conversation. I'll probably, if you guys come up to me, it'll just be a quick hi. We should really keep our relationship just here in this room. I'm under supervision. My supervisor is Courtney Valancourt. If you guys have any questions about that, I can ask you guys about that here in a little bit. Sessions are about 53 minutes long. This one's only going to be 30 minutes, and we'll try our best to start on the dot and end on the dot as best as we can. Since I'm under supervision, our videos will be recorded, audio and video. If you guys have any questions or concerns about that, is that okay?
That's okay.
That's fine.
Okay, and lastly, we do have something we call the no secrets policy, and that's basically if in the future we do individual sessions, I'm not going to be going out of my way to keep you guys' like secrets, if that makes sense. If I feel like it's something that needs to be brought up, I will, but more specifically, I'm not going to be purposely not telling secrets that you guys tell me in the future. Okay, so what brings y'all in here today?
Okay, so our relationship is kind of like falling apart right now because I guess we could start where I think that it started is like I had a miscarriage, and at his job I felt like he was talking to somebody else, and it feels like the miscarriage may have caused all of that. Like he feels like drifted apart, like drifted away from me, but every time we talk about it, we kind of get in arguments about it, and so I kind of feel like what happened, like I feel like it's my fault that this happened, and I feel really guilty. Like I feel at a loss for what happened, and then I feel at a loss again for like him drifting away from me.
Okay, well, first off, I'm sorry. How long ago was that? I'm just kidding.
It was 6 months ago.
Okay. Were y'all planning to have a kid?
It happened on accident. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it was kind of out of the blue.
Okay. How long have y'all been together? Like, when did y'all meet?
We've been together for 2 years.
2 years. Where'd y'all meet at?
School.
School?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So, I'm hearing that you have an issue with him talking to someone at work. Can you kind of explain your side of that in kind of way?
Yeah, no, that's just, we're just friends, really. Just talking, just nothing romantic, if that makes any sense. It's just like I don't see her in any way other than a friend.
Okay.
Really.
And how long has it been since you learned about this? Or has this kind of became an issue?
It's become an issue, I think.
Okay.
More for her, just I feel like trust kind of thing. But
okay. When did you find out about this? Or how did you find out about this?
I found out by some like coworkers of mine that like saw him like talking to like a couple girls at his work, and so I was like immediately like, oh, what's going on? And so I like went through his phone without him knowing, and then I saw that he was texting these girls too, and I've heard of the names.
Okay.
mm-hmm. More friendly though, just
That's not what it looked like.
friendly interaction. So.
What did it
That's
look
not
like?
Like
friendly interaction.
no, I don't think so.
No.
Mm-mm.
Do you have anything specific that you could share? Or?
It was like, oh, I'm so excited to see you next time we work together, and like if you leave, I'm gonna move to wherever you work next. Like I'm gonna like work there too. Like I'll quit my job.
Okay.
I ended up quitting. Just didn't want to work there anymore. I didn't like intentionally emotionally follow her.
Okay, when like this finally became an issue, what did you guys do in terms of trying to solve the issue? Was there any input from either one of you? Like, what can we do?
Well, I just got upset with you. Like, I was just like, dude, like, what are you doing? I mean, I know it was probably wrong for me to, like, go through his phone, but, like, I shouldn't. I don't know. I just feel like, I feel like the miscarriage, like, led to this, and I feel, like, broken about that, and then I feel broken about you, like, leaving me and, like, feeling detached from me right now.
Detached.
I don't know, I would say, like, emotionally unavailable at the time. Just because I was going through the same thing, too. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, like, emotionally, just, I couldn't be there because I kind of had to deal with it and process it and cope with myself at the time.
So, you don't perceive that there's an issue, really?
Not really. Not a big issue, I don't think. I don't think I'm cheating on her or anything. Like,
Okay. But neither of y'all are wanting to break up, is what I'm getting at, really.
Well, I feel, like, indifferent. Like, I don't know what he wants. Like, it feels like he wants those other girls, and I'm kind of like, I would want to stay with you, but I feel like things are, like, moving too much, so this was, like, our last resort.
Okay.
yeah, it kind of feels like just kind of last resort deal.
Okay.
I'd like to see it work.
So, these, like, conversations you're having with people, they haven't gone anywhere past conversations.
I've seen a couple of them, and I work with one of them. You know, like it hasn't gone to like a sexual relationship, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
Like, I don't like physical contact, but like not like we're making out on the couch, sexual relationship kind of thing.
Okay. So, when you guys do get in discussions or arguments about this, kind of walk me through what those are like.
Mm.
How do y'all react?
It's usually just yelling and just arguing, really. I'm sorry, explain it.
No, I'm just thinking, how does it get to that point where you're arguing and yelling? Because there has to be some sort of build-up, I would think.
Yeah. It's usually just. It starts off nice, like it starts like as if you and I are having a conversation, just normally, and then like you said, it builds up. But I would say how. I don't know. Like if I were to give you like an inciting incident, I guess it'd be like, I don't like the fact that she goes through my phone, so I bring that up, and then that just sparks her. So she kind of amps up, and then she ramps up. I'm just like, I feel very defensive, so I feel like I have to be on the back fence.
Okay, so that's like a boundary for you.
Yeah.
Is going through your phone.
Yeah, I just think it kind of breaks privacy for me. I think there's a little bit of trust issues there, like in terms of like, I mean, I wouldn't go through your phone. You know what I mean?
So he is talking to other girls, if I'm correct, and you're upset about that. What is a boundary for you? Like when you think of your boyfriend, or you think about who you want to be with, how would you want them to interact with people like that?
I say just be friendly, not like talk to them the way that. I feel like you keep it at work. Keep it professional and keep it at work. Like, I'm your girlfriend. I'm the one that you're supposed to be with. And, like, feels like you're just, like giving yourself away to all these other people when I'm kind of alone. And I feel alone right now. I don't know if that makes sense.
So you feel alone.
Mm-hmm.
And emotionally, I would say you feel somewhat betrayed.
Yeah, I would say so. Like, kind of just to the point where I'm like, all right, yeah, I just kind of just cut off from it emotionally, kind of like just can't be there for anyone, you know?
Okay.
Because of that, I just feel like betrayed a little. Like that boundary and that trust was broken.
Okay. So you have a boundary in the sense that you don't want him talking to these other girls. And so when I traditionally think of infidelity, and other people too, we do think of it as sexually, but there is something we call emotional infidelity. And that basically means like you're not confiding in your partner in a way that they would hopefully want you to.
Mm.
And so I think that's what you're feeling a little bit. You're feeling almost like he's cheating on you emotionally in a way. Like, does that ring any bells?
Yes, I would say so. Like, I don't know what you're doing, and I mean, if you admit and like, to some degree, I trust you that you weren't like with those girls like intimately, but I feel like emotionally, it's a lot of emotions right now, especially like just like what we've gone through and like myself too.
So what type of emotions? Can you put any words to anything?
Detached is an emotion. I don't know. I just kind of.
Okay.
I would say like suspicious. Like I have this suspicious like feeling in my like I feel it in like your throat. Like you know when it like tightens up and it like you don't know what to say and it's like holding you back.
Okay. So how long do you think that you could keep this going if he keeps talking to girls in the way that he is?
I don't think we can keep it going if he does.
Yeah, I mean, probably have to cut it off, I guess. Huh?
Okay. So, but I'm getting the sense that you guys came here, that you guys are wanting to at least work on this. Whose idea
I would
was
like
it
to.
to come? Like, who came up with the idea?
I mean, I would like to work it out, get it figured out, because I mean, like, just I don't know, just would like to be fixed and figured out. I mean, I would like to be back together.
Back together. So you guys not together right now?
Not at the moment.
Not like
Relationship.
So it's just kind of rocky right now.
mhm.
But you want to work it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, whose idea was it to come? Like who was like, you should go to therapy?
I say it was both of ours
Yeah.
a little bit, but
It's really mutual.
but I don't know. Like
But, yeah.
I don't know like how to feel about him and his decisions like right now when it's like I needed you to be there for me and it's like you're giving yourself away to other people.
Well, it's due knowledge that we're here right now. Like,
Mhm.
it's hard to come in here and do this. Like, so first off, pat yourself on the back. Like it's a big step. That means you are trying. There is something that you guys do want to work on
Mhm.
and build upon. Again, is there anything that you guys have done to try to solve the issue in the past? Like you've been like, hey, I want you to do this, and it's just a hard no, or it's ignorance.
I ignore it.
Yeah, it's hard nose, really. I think we just can't have a conversation anymore. So I think the best way that we've tried is maybe like, I don't know, I go through a lot of friends and I like, almost like a therapy session, but like with friends, and I'm trying to get like their perspective on what would happen and how to like understand what she's going through. So I've talked to a lot of friends that are also like women that I've like, confided in my mom a little bit about it, trying to figure out like, but in terms of together, it's usually just conversations. Like we try to sit down and hash it out and work it out. But
Okay. So do y'all live together?
stay at her house a lot.
Okay, but you
But
guys
don't live together.
Mm-mm.
Not like don't reside together.
not permanently.
No,
So
not permanently. No.
do you guys spend, or I guess when you guys were together, do you guys spend a lot of time together?
Yeah,
you
sure.
guys with each other like all the time?
A lot.
Okay.
Then we worked together. Like we worked at, I won't say where, but we
Okay.
worked together at a restaurant.
Okay. So when you guys were with each other all the time and this problem started to happen between you two, how did that interaction go? Like, what were you guys just not hanging out with each other as much? Like, what was you guys hanging out, but you were just fighting? Like,
Just hanging out and fighting, really. And I would try to I would leave. Like I'd try to leave, and she would call me, and I'd go turn around and go back. Cause it's like, or vice versa. Like she would leave, and I'd call her. She'd come over, let's just figure it out. We'd go to someone else's house. It'd be either my house or her house. It's just bad.
okay. So you guys live on your own? Did you guys live with family members?
I have 2 roommates.
2 roommates?
I live on my own.
You live on your own?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you have family here?
All my family lives in Albuquerque.
Okay.
I don't.
You don't have family here?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So that's tough. Like, you don't
Mhm.
really have that many people here.
Mm-hmm. Just
So-
like friends and stuff.
Okay. So you said you guys worked together in the past. You've been together for 2 years. Did you guys have some idea about your future, or what did y'all want it to be?
We didn't have any plans.
Yeah, not really. Just kind of
And then like
Day to time.
getting pregnant and like having the miscarriage, it's like really shook things up. Like we didn't know what that was gonna mean for us, and we kind of were gonna like work together at that time, and then after it was like we don't know what we are now, like at all.
Yeah.
Like we don't know the full on.
Well, it's hard, and it's actually somewhat normal, like for that to happen for couples when either they have a miscarriage or their child dies, because it creates a lot of tension. It's an event, and you know, sometimes it's hard to kind of get over that speed bump, as it were. So, in the future, what do you guys want from each other? What do you, in terms of, I want my partner. When I think of my partner as who they are, what do you want him to be like? Well, then I'll ask you in a second.
Probably someone who's there for me and like doesn't like leave me when I'm really emotional and I need help. You know?
So, for there for me, can you give me
like
define that a little bit?
emotionally and like physically there for me, because it feels like, I don't know, you're just like pulling away from me and talking to other girls when I should be the one that you can talk to. Not you don't need to, but like you can talk to me. And it would probably make me feel better, I feel like, if you did, because I went through the same thing you did. Probably even worse.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I feel.
Okay, can you repeat back to me what she just did?
Just want someone to be there for her. Like, and during this hard time, emotionally, just be there instead of being with someone else. That's kind of what I gathered from it.
Okay. So she really wants to make this work, and she believes the best way on her end to make this work is for her to get you to be there with her, emotionally and physically. Okay. And so when you think of who is my girlfriend, what comes to your mind? What do you want from your girlfriend right now at this point in your life?
Probably just like she said, someone to be there. I would like someone to be there and not feel like I'm being villainized almost sometimes. So I would like to just be treated on the same playing field. Like I don't treat you like a villain, so don't treat me like a villain. So I'm like, it'd be nice to just be the same, on the same page. Like we be together, figure it out. I'd be there for me and have boundaries. I won't feel betrayed, and she won't feel like alone.
Okay. Can you kind of describe to me what he just told you? Or and more importantly, just tell him back what he just told you.
Okay, you told me like I shouldn't treat you like a villain based on what you've done, and then boundaries. Those are the big things that stuck out to me.
And you said you want me to be there emotionally.
I mean, you
And
want
just
somebody
be
there too.
Yeah, just be there for you. Okay.
So what I'm noticing is that you have a reaction to what he's doing. It's making you think a certain way, which is making you react a certain way, and it's kind of going in like a circular motion almost. So, but it's important to look at this from like a positive point of view. Like you went through his phone because you care about this guy and you want to be with him, and you're worried that he doesn't want to be with you. And you're trying to express yourself emotionally with people, and you're finding it a hard time to do that with her.
Yeah, I'd say so. Just kind of makes it feel like you're going in a circle, like nonstop. So.
Okay. What do y'all think? Like, if you were to wake up tomorrow and the problem's solved and there's nothing wrong with it anymore, what would that look like when you go throughout your day or talking to her? What would be different?
Probably feel like I'd have like an opening. I don't know if I'd say opening. I don't know if opening is the right word, but I would have the opportunity to be there emotionally and physically to support, because it's a traumatic event, like especially for both of us too. So I'm like, it would give me the opportunity to be there and try to be emotionally there for her and kind of push myself aside. I feel like that would be.
So you don't feel like you have the opportunity right now to do that?
Not really, because it's just kind of. I just feel. I mean, we're working through it, but the whole phone thing and the trust issue kind of thing just kind of made me feel like I couldn't be there. But I'm working through it. So
Okay. And with you, if you were to wake up tomorrow and the problem was not there anymore, what would that look like in terms of your day or interaction?
I feel like we would still like really be close to each other, but yeah, I feel like we would be close.
Okay, so
close to each other.
what does close look like in terms of not being close?
I don't know, like setting up boundaries like amongst the women that he works with, and like respecting my like, just like you're with me and it's an exclusive relationship. It's not like something that you would go and share with other girls at your work. Like it's not, you're not dating them.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like you are kind of, and I'm the one that's like you can talk to about all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's a hard boundary. Let's try to set these a little bit. Hard boundary for you, do not go through my phone.
Basically,
So it's like,
just don't go through my phone. Just kind of trust me to the fact like that I wouldn't take that relationship anymore.
okay. And hard boundary for you, you can't be talking to other people, and before at least you emotionally confided in me. is what
Yeah,
I'm kinda
I
getting
agree.
from this.
Yes.
And so if you guys weren't going to do this, how would you guys feel that you guys could trust each other again? What do you think
I
you could
don't
do?
know. I was just gonna ask you that. I don't know how to like go back and trust him, like after all of this. I'm sure he feels the same, but I feel like looking through someone's phone and like talking to someone and kind of having like a relationship is kind of different. Like, I don't know. It's a different level of trust. It feels like for each of us.
Yeah, no, and that makes sense. Okay, so we have about 6 or so minutes left. So I want to kind of do like a verbal contract of some sort. And this is basically what I'm going to try to have you guys follow from now until however long the therapy goes on. Basically, you don't want him emotionally confiding in other people. So I'm going to kind of try to get you to have a verbal agreement not to do that, if you're okay. Because from what she told me, it seems like this is a hard line for her. If this doesn't fix, it's not gonna last, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And then hard line for you is don't go through my phone. Like, so those are 2 boundaries that you can kind of work on.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Is there anything else that you guys would want to add to that kind of verbal contract?
I would, if something's wrong, just tell me. Like that would be, like if you have a problem with something, I would like you to just tell me flat out. I don't want to read into it or try to guess.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not like one to be like, oh, like let me tell you. I'll just like shut down and just be quiet.
Yeah. So how does that work? When you say shut down, is that just like me not texting him, or do you, like
yeah, like I'll
if you're
just like
with
leave
each other?
them alone. And then I'm like, okay, like I'm just gonna hold it in. I'm gonna very much like hold it in.
Okay. And so, how would you feel about just telling him that? Like, maybe let's just try for a week. Maybe like when you feel something, try to give him an emotion for how you're feeling about something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You think you could?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in terms of this verbal contract, we're gonna try to be a little more emotional in terms of sharing that with each other. Hard line. Do not go through my phone. Hard line. I don't want you emotionally confiding in other people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is there anything else that you guys would want to add to like this kind of verbal contract we're gonna have going forward?
I don't think so.
Not for me. I'm good.
Okay, how do y'all think it's gonna go?
I don't know.
I hope it goes well.
I think we have 3 days, like good 3 days.
3 days before it goes. What do you think on that 4th day it'd go bad?
I don't know. I feel like we'll get tired of it.
You get tired of it?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. No, I'm hopeful.
Okay. What if I told you guys on that 4th day, and I want you guys to just hash it out at 7, or whatever you guys like? What's the free time you guys have in your evening on that 4th day?
Can I check my calendar?
Yeah, I mean, the time doesn't really matter. What
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask y'all to do is, for 15 minutes that day, is save all your grievances, go into that moment, and then let it out for 15 minutes. I want you guys to argue with each other for 15 minutes
Mhm.
on that Thursday.
Mhm.
Pick a time, get into it. But once that 15 minutes stops, you guys can quit.
Mhm.
If you guys feel like you want to do this earlier, you guys maybe could. But I would say if you think that fourth day, do you agree with like that fourth day might be,
Yeah, probably.
it's gonna start boiling
I
a
could
little
say
bit?
4 or 5
Mhm.
could boil, man.
Okay, so
It'll tilt.
maybe let's try that on that fourth day. Whatever time you guys have in the evening, just let it out for 15 minutes. Try to get into an argument. Even if you're in a good mood, you're having a
Mhm.
great day, things are going so well,
Mhm.
just go after each other for 15 minutes. Let all your grievances out.
Mhm.
Do whatever. I mean, don't get physical,
Yeah.
obviously. If you
Yeah.
guys can avoid it, please. But, yeah, let it out. Let your emotions out. And then when that 15 minutes is done, hard stop
Mhm.
and let it go. If you guys want to do it the next day, save all your arguments for the next day. Don't bicker. Don't do anything. I mean, you guys can bicker, I guess, but like,
Mhm.
don't get into a hard argument. And the next day again, 15 minutes. Let it go through. Make sure you guys agree on the time. Don't just surprise each other and
Yeah.
start arguing for
Yeah.
15 minutes. Like, say, okay, today it's gonna be this time.
Okay.
Try to keep that consistent. Does that sound like something reasonably y'all can do?
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. I can argue for 15 minutes.
And then stop it.
Yeah. Okay. And there's been no physical violence in the past?
No.
Okay.
There hasn't. Just a lot of like
Yeah,
avoidance
yeah,
and.
avoidance.
Okay.
There's been yelling matches, but like
Okay.
nothing physical. Nothing's dwelling in the physical.
Okay, and who like kind of knows this is going on? Like, who are y'all telling about this? You said you told some of your friends. You said you don't have family here, but are you telling anybody? Who do y'all really go through otherwise than besides y'all two?
I would say my sister.
Sister,
I
how
just,
how old
like-
is your sister?
She's around my age too.
Oh, okay.
She's like, yeah. So I feel like we kind of go through the same things, but I have to text her because she's not here.
Okay. You call her ever and just talk to her?
Mhm. Yeah, I call her. She's like the one that I confide in the most. That's why it hurts me the most. Like, cause I'm like, I don't confide in like the opposite sex, and especially someone that's like not my family or not like someone that I could possibly date. You know. So that's kind of yeah.
Yeah.
I wish you would like do that like with a guy friend or like.
I'm gonna talk to my roommates. They're guys. I talk to my roommates. They're guys.
Roommates.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been roommates?
3 years, 3.5 years.
Okay, so a
Yeah,
while.
we've been roommates for a while. Like all throughout our college.
Oh, cool. So when these argument happens, are they around other people? Or do other people? hear
They've
them?
been around. Like
A few
those
times.
two have a few times. They've heard it a couple times.
Okay. And what did they say? Did they have any reaction to anything?
Just try to stay out of it, and then just talk to me after, kind of.
Okay. Alright, so this first session, I asked you guys a lot of questions. It was a very, like, almost interrogative kind of, and the future sessions won't feel that way. I'm just kind of trying to get an idea about
Yeah.
who y'all are, what the problem is, and so we can kind of hit the ground running from here.
Oh.
But we are almost out of time. So, again, verbal agreement,
Yeah.
no emotionally confiding, no going through my phone, and then next week when we come back together, we'll see how that went. Are y'all comfortable coming back for another session? Would that be something you're interested in?
I think so.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a time next week that works? Same time? Would that work for you too? Or?
Yeah.
Same
probably
times.
keeping it
Yeah.
sometime.
Okay.
Same time's fine for me.
All right. Well,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright.